Hello, this is Mariana, your language guide here, and today we'll talk about 5 powerful ways to win friends. I hope you enjoy this live, and I hope it's useful for you, and that we have lots of fun together, and that you can use these tips for your self improvement and also to find yourself peers to speak English with. This seems to be a problem, right? Everyone is trying to connect to others, everyone is trying to make friends, but it seems so difficult to connect to people sometimes, be outside internet or on internet. So I hope you guys enjoy it and that you can use this in order to learn more about yourselves and others. Okay, so let's start our journey together. And don't forget to share this video so other people can also profit from it. And we'll be studying new words together, and um, hopefully you can learn new things today. That is our goal. We are always expect you to have fun on this trip and to learn more from me and from your other peers who are here studying with us. Right? Be welcome, dear Faisal. I'm glad that you are here. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Just a second, let me just share it on my page so more people can join us. So let's start. Let me know here in the comments, what do you do to make friends here on internet, on Facebook? When you want to contact with a new person, what is your first action? What kind of questions do you ask someone when you first meet someone for the first time? Huh? Can you share, please? I would really like to know what you guys do when you get in contact with a person for the first time. Isn't it exciting? How does it make you feel? Do you feel okay? Do you feel a little nervous? Do you feel confident about your actions? Hello, nice to see you around. I'm glad you are here. Hi there. So let me know, what do you do when you meet someone for the first time? What's your response to that? How do you feel? Do you feel okay with that? Do you feel confident to approach the person and start a conversation? What kind of person are you? Do you prefer to wait for people to approach you, or you start a conversation? Hello to my dearest sunflower from China. Be welcome, Bubble. I'm glad you're here. So today I'm here to share with you guys 5 powerful ways to win friends. As you know, we teachers must have some strategies in order to talk to different people from different backgrounds, and also to connect to people from different cultures. So we pretty much need to learn how to approach others and start a conversation. So today I really want to share some of these secrets with you, because I've always talked to so many people who tell me that they find themselves in trouble when they need to contact others, when they are trying to make friends. So I thought, oh, why not exploring this topic together with other people? So that's it. Now see, I talked about getting live guests, right? I will get back to you soon about that again. Hello, Hilarao. It's great to see you here. I'm very happy to be with you guys as well. So let's start. Let's start with our first tip. Okay? Our first tip is about finding things in common. If you want to connect to people, if you want to make friends, you should look for friends in places where you know some interests will be shared. These interests can be very different. They do not have to do with learning a language. Sometimes you can, I don't know, if you like gardening, you can just be part of some group discussions about gardening. You can follow a page with which shares some tips on gardening and things like that. What about you? What do you like to do? What are your interests? Let me know here in the comment section. All right. So finding people with same interests can help us to have longer conversations. And this is something pretty useful for language learners, because when you are learning a language, if you are always asking and being asked the same questions, you are not going to improve so much. But if you have the opportunity to talk about different things, it may be good for you. You may be able to learn new things and to expand your vocabulary on other topics as well. So I think it's a nice idea for you to get in contact with different people with different interests other than just learning a language, just having this in common. If you find someone, I don't know, who like art, I love talking about art, so I try to find people who like this topic as well, so we can have a conversation for many hours. All right, so that's the first tip. And do not over criticize people for their lifestyle. This is something so important when you are speaking of interests, because sometimes people have different interests, sometimes they have different lifestyles, so you shouldn't over criticize people. Do you understand this verb? Over criticize? What's the idea of over criticizing? Hi, Piroshka. How is Hungary? I'm very happy that you are here. Thank you so much for being around and be much welcome. So, can you please tell me what over criticize means? I would really like to know here in the comments. Hi, Irena. Be welcome. I'm very happy that you are here. Thank you for attending this lesson. So the first tip to win friends is finding things in common so you can sustain a conversation for much longer. And try to be creative, okay, guys? Finding people whose interest in common with you is learning a language may be not the best strategy, because you may see yourselves with little topics to discuss. So if you find people on pages you are following and may engage into a conversation with them, that will be a great strategy to have long-lasting friendships rather than temporary highs and hellos and just getting acquainted to someone. All right? Yes, Bobo, thank you. I would really read some topics which you guys like discussing. Where do you make friends in your country with the same interests? And where can you make friends on internet who share interests with you? Let me know if you are here. Please type down what kind of things you like to talk about, and maybe you can share if you have tried that online or if you haven't tried that yet. So Eileen is saying every individual have the right to exercise their rights. Only pretending that they are perfect can criticize others. Yeah, you were talking about over criticizing, right? It's okay to criticize people. I mean, we don't have to agree with everything, but we must be careful not to over criticize someone for their lifestyle or for their choices in life. That can be very dangerous and can just destroy your first impressions, which were good. So avoid doing that. Do not criticize people too much. Do not be overcritic, or do not over criticize others. All right. So the first tip: find people with things in common with you. I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me in the comments what things you like to talk about. I'm really curious to know what topics are of your interest. So please let me know. Bobo has kindly shared with us the first tip: finding people. Oh yeah, this one is even better. She says, find interesting people in the comments. Yeah, because when there is a topic which is of your interest and you see people from different places, sometimes even native speakers, English native speakers, commenting on that post, you can certainly find someone who has an interesting answer, who has a nice opinion, or who you feel curious about. That's a good strategy to find people uh, with different interests other than learning a language, learning English. You don't want to be answering where you are from, how old you are for the rest of your lives here as English learners, right? Hello to Hawas, the lawyer, right? I guess you are a lawyer, right? Hi, Laline, you are here too. Be welcome. Oh, Piroshka, you used to criticize politics or Yes, are you speaking of politicians? Yeah, I don't like them either. But we should not say that all the time, or we should not be over critic about this. All right? And that's it. That's the idea, guys. Do not criticize people too much. If you are trying to connect to people, if you are trying to make friends with people, try to hold on your horses and do not over criticize people. Let me see here. Irene is saying the students on a higher level over criticize the students on the lower level. Yes, I've seen that a lot. People sometimes they join in some lives, just some live videos, just to criticize others. This is not cool, because you are trying to connect to others. Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of life, and some people they just feel better if they try to put others down. So that's the kind of people we should avoid making friends with, because it's not a good idea. Okay. uh, Thank you, Zachariah, for your kind comment. I can give some advices to learn English and to improve your language skills, but today's topic is ways to win friends, which also has to do with English learning, right? Because when you are learning a language, you must talk to others. And if you must talk to others, you must connect to them. And if you must connect to them, you should do it in an effective way. Hello, Victor. Let me read this comment here. Anani is saying, in our societies, the friendly people who are attracted to a wide network of friends, whether in workplace, at university, or elsewhere, are often overwhelmed. Many people face, oh my gosh, it's a very long comment. Okay. You shared here a very nice list of things you can do. Okay, but it's advertisement, so let's keep going. We can't build relationships with people who criticize. Yeah, I wouldn't say people who criticize, but people who are over criticizing things all the time. For sure, I would I would get away from them, because they are just trying to put others down in order to be praised. So what's the point of making friends with this kind of people? Yeah. So today we're talking about ways to make friends and to win friends. Right? Let's keep reading the comments before I move on to the next topic. Let me see here. Sami, I couldn't really get what you're saying. You should advise. You should advise, not advises. Oh yeah, you are meaning. You are saying about that post. Yeah. You're welcome, Hawas. Oh, thank you, Zinab. You're very sweet. Hello, Anad. You are here too. Okay, let me just. I'm just keep going. Is the first tip clear, guys? Do you understand it? Can you please tell me once? Okay, this person is spamming. Okay, sorry for that. There was someone spamming here. Let's keep going. Oh, it's great to see you guys. Oh my gosh, so many comments. Oh no. Let me try to answer all of them. Not all the comments can be replied, because I do not get to see all of them. They go up very fast. So don't be mad at me if I cannot reply to all the comments, okay? I promise I will do it later on. I will return and go over all of them. Hi, Papa. I'm glad to meet you here as well. Soraya, you are here. That's great. Welcome, Ruby. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you so much. If you think this live is useful, please share it with other people. Hello to you, Nadia. So let's recap. First tip, find people with things in common. Try to find people with other things in common besides learning a language, so you can at least have something else to talk about besides learning. And as a language expert, I can tell you that it's not healthy to be thinking of you as a learner all the time, or to be talking of a language as a subject all the time. Sometimes you memorize vocabulary and you learn better if you are just talking about something other than language learning. I know it's crazy, but that's the way it works, It's not my invention. That's the way language works in our brains. So you may try as well talking about something other. Thank you, Surayo. I'm happy you like the topic. I hope it helps you. So, okay, try to find people with things in common. Do not over-criticize people, mainly people you don't know, people who you are trying to build a relationship with. All right? Zinab is saying that she can't build a relationship with people who ignores her. It's very difficult. Yeah, it's not cool being ignored, but sometimes it's not intentional. You should give it a try for longer time, maybe. Okay, let's go to the second way, second powerful way to win friends. All right? I know, let's be blunt, okay? Let's be like 100% sincere. Uh, we feel like talking about ourselves when we first meet someone. It's something natural. We are humans. We have feelings. Sometimes we want to meet people in order to learn more about ourselves, and in order to see people reacting to who we are. That's something super common, you know? So it's okay to feel like talking about you and giving details about your way of thinking, about the way you feel about things, but it's really, really important that you listen to others when you are building a relationship, when you approach people, and when you want to connect to them. So listen to them more than speaking of yourself. And a good way to listen to people is by asking them questions. People love to be asked questions, mainly creative ones, unexpected ones. So if you are a language learner, if you are trying to find some peers, if you are trying to connect to people online, just observe comments of others on posts that you like so much. Hi, Ali. Welcome. You're welcome. So try to observe this post, try to react to them, and maybe ask people more questions about those things that are of your interest, those things that you have in common with them. That would be a great way to get people interested in talking to you. So just give it a try. And and here comes something related to grammar. Be prepared. Don't be mad at me. Sorry. It can be very, very sweet and very, very kind if you use indirect questions. I know there are many diligent students attending this live. So if you are a diligent student and you remember indirect questions, can you please share with us some tips on indirect questions? Do you remember any example of that? Because that's a very, very wise strategy to make friends with people, like asking them questions rather than talking about yourself, your point of view, and everything that you think all the time. You should listen more. And to listen more, you can ask questions. And to ask questions very nicely, you can use indirect questions. Do you remember that? Do you remember indirect questions? No? It's taking too long, so you probably don't. So let me give you a help, all right? Indirect questions are those questions that they are not straight to the point you want to discover more. So you can use sentences like, I wonder if Pararam, pararam, pararam. I wanted to know. I wanted to know. Okay. This may be a good idea if you are trying to connect to people. So you can use indirect questions because they are very sweet, they are very polite, people won't feel pressured to answer your questions. They will feel more comfortable to ask them. I will share a post on grammar regarding these kind of questions, right? Bobo is saying, better to have a brief introduction of yourself. Yeah, amazing. That's a great tip, Bobo. Yeah, you should try to explain yourself in a few words. So you would use all the rest of the interaction to get to know that person you are trying to connect to without much effort, right? Piroshka is saying, direct question. First, introduce myself. Direct questions, guys. For example, do you believe, hello Mauya, great to see you around. Do you believe in life in other planets? That is an example of a direct question, right? Sometimes people do not have an answer to this kind of question, or they don't want to answer them. So if you ask them directly, it can be a little direct. And if you use an indirect question, it can be lighter or light-hearted, and the person will feel more comfortable to answer your question. So you can say, oh, I was wondering if you believed in life in other planets. All right? So that's something you can do to ask people questions and also make them feeling comfortable at the same time. Thank you so much for your very kind comment, Maria. So tip number three. Okay, so tip number one, find people with the same interests and do not over criticize people. Try to find other things besides learning languages as an interest in common. Okie dokie. The second one, listen to people more. I will borrow your tip, okay, Bobo, because it's so fantastic. I must include it. So prepare a very brief introduction to talk about yourself, and then quickly shift to asking that person questions so you can get to know them better, and you can give them some room to communicate that will keep them interested in you. And you should always use indirect questions because they will help others to feel more comfortable about answering you some questions. All right? So Piroshka was saying, where do you live? This is a kind of direct question. So you could say instead of that, like, I wanted to know where you live, or something like that. Okay? Let's go to the third tip. The third tip is be attentive. Because if you just listen but not listening, like if just hear the sound of the words but you are thinking of something other, you will never get really connected to anyone, because you won't get enough information on that person, on their interests, and it will be hard to get the conversation going, because after the topic, the current topic is over, what else will you talk about? Will it be like, like a painful interaction in which people try to ask each other about some stuff, but the things that they're asking do not make sense or are not the best topics? So a solution to that is paying attention to what people are telling you. Be attentive to what they are saying, what type of things they like, what kind of mentality they have, what sort of things bring them pleasure. Because if you do that, it's easier to get it going. It's easier to select the next topic. You understand? Oh, Ali shared with us some other examples of indirect question. Thank you so much. You can say, may I know where you're from? Or could I know where do you come from? Wonderful. That's it. Way to go. That's it, Bobo. So our third tip, be attentive. The fourth tip must be used very carefully because it's way too powerful and you have to be very careful in order to use it naturally without forcing anything or without manipulating people in a negative way or being caught doing this. You understand? So it's very, very important that you do not exaggerate with this strategy. Try to use it in a balanced way. Okay? So it's the Freud psychology has written about the identification process. If you guys are into reading, if you like some background theory on what I'm saying here, you can dig this identification process by Freud. So guys, when you are connecting to other people, and when you get to like these people, you start to imitate them, but it's something that you do not control. It's spontaneous, right? You like the person, you like the way he or she expresses himself or herself. So you just start copying them without even noticing. When you realize you are already using the same words as they are, you are dressing somehow like them, or maybe copying their gestures. Have you started copying my my way of talking with the hands? I've heard it's very impolite in some countries, it's very rude, but I just can't control. I start shaking because, we Brazilians, we talk with our hands just like Italian people, huh? So guys, tell me in the comments if this has ever happened to you. You met someone and this person was so cool, so nice, it just blew your mind, and then when you realized you were already copying that person's actions somehow, let me know if this has happened to you at least once, right? This is a process we do naturally. This is something we do naturally without even noticing. But you can do it because you want it. You can do it because you want it. And if you start to do this, people will, it's like a super powerful formula to get others' attention. If you start to imitate them, like to use the same vocabulary or the same gestures or the same speech, right? So if a person speaks faster, you speak faster. If the person speaks slowly, you speak slowly. This will get people to like you. I know, it's a bit evil, but it works beautifully. You should give it a try and then you tell me. Next time you approach someone you don't know, try to copy them a little bit without being caught, okay? Because if you are caught doing this, if the person notices that you are doing this, you can have a lot of trusting issues later. The person may think that you are manipulative or that it's not, they cannot trust you. So be careful, but it works very well. Yep. You can even get a job more easily if you use this technique. Hi to Saeed. Long time no see. Oh, you avoid speaking so fast, Bobo. Oh, that's very sweet of you. But if you are talking to someone for the first time and the person just has this fast pace, you can copy the person's pace. And that will get you some extra points for doing that. You know, the person will feel more interested in you. So let's go to the fifth and the last tip of this live. I hope you guys like the ones we shared so far. Don't worry about all the things that were said here, like to summarize everything. I will write a post on it and also share some grammar hints on indirect questions. So later on you can read the post, okay? Oh, I'm speaking too fast, Ali. I'm so sorry. I will slow down. Hi, Hassan. Great to see you around. Yes, Piroshka, this fourth tip has to do with psychology. I can also drop some links for you guys. So the fifth one is good communication, right? And this has also to do with being outspoken. Do you understand this? Outspoken. What is an outspoken? Oh, mind. What is an outspoken person like? What is that? Can you help me with that adjective? Saeed, I would love to talk to you, but this is a lesson. Next time I will go live, and then you guys can join me for some chat, okay? Yeah, outspoken. What's that? Hassan, this is not that page. This is my page with my associate Wakas. That's why. That's why it looks different. It's a different place. Okay, Bobo is telling us here, giving reaction to comments is very important to others. Yeah, for sure. I agree. 100%. Outspoken. No ideas. Guys, to be outspoken is to speak frankly, to be sincere, right? Pay attention not to be blunt. When you are blunt, you speak your mind directly without worrying about other people's feelings. This can be a bit dangerous, true, though there are some people who will like you precisely because of that they will feel that they can trust you, as you are not afraid of speaking your mind. If you are not afraid of speaking your mind, if you are not afraid of telling what goes on, and if you give them clear information about your emotional states, about your feelings, about your expectations, this will surely help you to build a very long-lasting friendship. So this works so well. So Ali saying, expressing strong opinions very directly without worrying if the other person is offended. Precisely, that's it. That is to be blunt, right? To be outspoken. But to be outspoken is just speaking frankly, honestly, okay, straight conversation. This is also very, very important, because if you do that, you can avoid a lot of miscommunication problems, because this can help people to build trust and to be around you. And it's also good for ourselves, right? It's also good when we can be who we are in front of others without worrying so much about being over criticized, without worrying so much about judgmental people. Okay? All right, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. There are some follow-up activities later on. I will post some links and some vocabulary hints. so you can keep improving even after we were together for these minutes. All right? So thanks again. Lots of kisses and warm hugs, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.